My name is David. Now, David in my family came 3 different ways. There was Davy, there was Dave, and there was David. There was 3 different ways of approaching me. Davy, when my parents said, Davy! Davy was safe and warm and comfortable and untroubled. Christmas was nearby and birthdays. Davy! Where are you hiding, Davy? Come on, Davy, come on, Auntie Daddy. Santa Claus has bought a lovely thing for you, Davy. I felt totally safe. Dave was more grown up, more adult. Dave, you did a very good job in the garden with me today. I'm very proud of you. Thanks a lot, Dave. Mother, your son Dave is a good kid. David, totally different. David! 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 David would clear constipation at 300 yards. I used to wear those elasticated trousers, which were always slipping down because I was always running around. Little kid running around. And your belly comes out, and the vest goes up, the shirt goes up, the trousers go down. There's a kind of exposure of belly. My mother couldn't stand this. Come here, David. I'd stand in front of her, and she'd lean forward, and she'd pick me up by the sides of my trousers. Be suspended in air, and she would be juggling me back into the trousers. Whatever testicles I had, they were coming out of my nose. My legs are legs that do not hold up socks. I don't know why, I just had legs that won't hold themselves. It doesn't make any difference now because I've got long trousers. But when I was a child and I had those short trousers, those little short trousers, Jesus, kids have a bad time with short trousers. People don't know how bad it was with short trousers when you were a kid. They're all into long trousers and jeans now, but we had the short trousers, the bloody wind, the rain and chilblains. And when you went for a piss, you always pull up. You never opened the front. You always pull up the side. Always little dribbles all down your leg. Frozen little icicles of urine. But my legs, the socks, they always used to I'd pull them up. And for some reason or other, this used to drive my mother absolutely bananas. Pull up your socks. Pull them up. Don't walk around with your socks like that. Pull them up. And I'd pull them up and 2 minutes later, pull them up. I did. No, you didn't. If you had to pull them up, they'd be up. She went out and made garters. She made garters that were half the circumference of my leg. My socks would not have come down in a hurricane. I would take my socks off at night. There was a ridge in my leg. A trench 1/4 of an inch deep. My legs had been cut off for blood for 8 hours. White lumps hanging out of my knees. And all that, the flattening of head and hair. And do you remember my mother used to say things like, I'd be standing there beside her somewhere, where am I? Look at your face. She'd actually say that and mean things like that. Look at your face. When I do it, I go, don't you get cheeky with me. Don't you get cheeky with me. Your face is filthy. It's filthy. It's covered in dirt. You're a dirty little boy. I told you to wash your face. No, you didn't. If you'd have washed your face, it would have been clean. You're just a dirty, filthy little boy. And then she would go into her handbag, dig around, and come out with a handkerchief, a mucus-covered handkerchief that has been sitting in there for years. She spits on her handkerchief and proceeds to wipe her spit all over my face and calls me a dirty little bastard. Living in Ireland, I had a series of Irish spinster aunts, Roman Catholic. I had an Aunt Catherine who was enormous, absolutely enormous. When she wasn't moving, she moved. If she came to a stop suddenly, it would take 20 minutes for the rest of the party to go. She had breasts. One of them would have been enough for a dozen women. When she sat, they used to rest on her lap, hang over her knees. It stood like torpedoes, just sitting there. Do you ever watch a woman when she walks? When a woman walks, there's an extraordinary movement. When a woman walks, if a woman puts forward her left foot, her breasts actually just slightly move to the right. It's like pendulum. Right foot, they go back. Left foot, they go back. So it's just this movement. My Aunt Catherine, walking down the road, these things would go. And they'd reach this point, and they'd come back at a greater speed. And they would just go backwards and forward. I used to follow her down the road. There would be pedestrians being knocked into the ground. And when she sat down, her arse was so enormous, it would displace the dress. I mean, she'd sit down, the dress would be here, she'd sit down, and boom, it would be up. And she had those big long knickers that they used to wear. Those ones with the elastic right down there. In Ireland, we used to call them wrist breakers. To get your hand in there, you couldn't get it out again, the blood would just die. Auntie Eileen was the nearest thing to an anorexic elbow you have ever seen. And she drank maybe 2 bottles of sherry a day. I mean, I didn't know this because I was unaware of it. I was aware of that kind of sweet smell. She was skinny. She had myopic eyes and a moustache. She had a moustache. Now, women will never say that other women have got a moustache. I used to say to my mother, she has a moustache. She hasn't got a moustache. Stop it. Why did she shave it like that? Shut up. And she had one tooth. I mean, it was an extraordinary image. I'd come into the house and she'd go, hello, Daddy. Hello, Daddy.